G'day everyone, what is going on? It is your favorite producer from Down Under, Jin, back with another video. And in this one, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a sample inspired by Cubeatz or artists such as Don Toliver or Travis Scott inside of FL Studio. But yeah, if you are new here, would greatly appreciate it if you do punch that subscribe button. And while you're at it, you might as well flick that little notification bell so you get notified every single time that I upload a video. If you do want to follow my Instagram, I'll be putting it right here. Would greatly appreciate it if you do that one as well. But with that one being said, let's get into FL Studio and let's deconstruct this sample. Okay, so here we are inside of FL Studio, and as you can see, like majority of my samples, not much is happening with this one. We have 3 melodic, 1 percussive, and 1 bass element. Now, if you are going to be making analog samples inspired by Cubeatz, you are obviously going to need a good analog VST. Now, the one that I ended up using is 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕊𝔂, and the first preset that I use comes in from the producer grind expansion called Experiment Club, and it is the 𝕊𝕋 Effectrix piano. Now, we are working at a BPM of 123 in the key of E minor, so it makes sense that the first chord is going to be this E. But as you can see, there's only 2 notes. We have this E and this B. That's because we are using power chords. You get rid of the 3rd and you just use the 1st and 5th note in the chord. So to begin with, we have this E and B, then we have this C and G, and we end it on B and F sharp. Ending it with the 1 semitone change makes it sound a little bit dark, gives it a bit of tension as well. Going on to the top melody, you're ready to see how simple it is. All we are doing is we're just making another E minor triad, but we've just started the notes out. Now, what I mean by that is, as you can see here, E, G, B. Put it together, it's an E minor triad. But because we've spaced the notes out, we're giving it a bit of rhythm, and then also just to change it up a little bit, we go B, C, down to B, and we end it on the C. That one gets copied and pasted over 4 times before that whole melody gets copied and pasted over, but then bumped up an octave. But in context, this is what the foundation sounds like. As you can see, it sounds really dark and it has a decent amount of low end to it. That's all thanks to halftime. Now, all we did is we literally just opened up the plugin. We didn't change any parameters. We're just using the stock preset. After halftime comes in Portal, and we are using the stutter effects from the Grain Synthesis expansion pack. And then to end it off, we have an EQ coming in, getting rid of all of the low end. Going on to the next element of this sample, surprise, surprise, it comes in from 𝕊𝕌𝔹𝕊𝔂 yet again. Who would have thought? And this one is the Lotus pedals from the Prod by Jack Analog Colors expansion. Now, all we're doing with this one is we are playing the root notes over 2 octaves. As you can see, we have this E and this E, C, C, B, B. That one gets copied and pasted over 1 more time. But in context, it sounds like so. Going on to the effects with this one, we've kept it really simple because all we have is an EQ come in where we're getting rid of a lot of the high end and a lot of the low end. Going on to the 3rd melodic element, this one comes in from Arcade, and this one is the Shadow Flute from the Drip expansion pack. Now, all we're doing with this one is we're just playing notes that are in the scale of E minor that actually sounded good with the main melody, and we ended up coming up with something that sounds like so. As you can see, yet again, we start with the main pattern, but then for the second half, we just bump it up an octave, changing it just a little bit. Going on to the effects with this one, we just have an EQ come in where we're getting rid of a lot of the high end and a lot of the low end. The next element that comes in from Serum, and this one is the Analog Mafia bass. Now, this is a preset that I have made myself, but if you do want to cop it for free, I'll be leaving a download link to it in the description. This will just be a taste to a massive Serum bank and one-shot kit that I am releasing called the Serum Bass Essentials. But all we're doing with this one is something really simple. We're just following the root notes. It's as simple as that. As you can see, E, C, B. But in context, it sounds like so. As you can see, it's just really simple. Now, you possibly heard a little bit of white noise to it. That's because the preset, I added in just a little bit of ARP pink noise. And as you can see, the level is just on 8%. The effects with this bass, there's nothing on it. Nothing whatsoever. The final element that we do have for this sample comes in from Producer Grind yet again. And it is this swamp perc loop. And it just sounds like so. Really simple, but just gives the sample a little bit of rhythm. But yeah, that is how you can honestly make a nice analog sample inspired by Cubeatz for artists such as Travis Scott or Don Toliver inside of FL Studio. If you are new here, would greatly appreciate it if you do punch that subscribe button yet again, and while you're at it, you may as well flick that bell to get notified every single time that I upload a video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next week for another one.